Hi, my name is Shelby Salzl. I am currently entering my senior year at the University of Cincinnati. I am majoring in early childhood education. My degree will go through 3rd grade, so obviously I'm taking this course as part of my generalist endorsement to hopefully be able to also teach 4th and 5th grade. Give me a little wider range in students that I'm able to teach. A little bit about myself. I'm a major at United Art in Education. In the past 2 weeks that I have had off, I've managed to read 3 different books. I really enjoy reading, it's pretty great. Let's see, my boyfriend came home for the summer. He goes to the University of Akron, so it's kind of far away, so I've been hanging out with him a lot. That's been pretty fun. Let's see, and if I could have, before I do the superpower, I am placed at Cherokee Elementary in the Lakota School District. I will be in 3rd grade, so I'm really excited for that. If I could have a superpower, my superpower would be talking to animals, because who doesn't want to be Eliza Thornberry? Like, really? Alright, so we'll just move on to social studies in my own words. I believe that social studies is about children learning about their world, exploring their environments. Social studies, when taught in schools, gives students the tools to grow up and become contributing members of their communities. It allows them to know how to make well-educated decisions. It also teaches them that they're not in their own bubble, that there's a world around them, that the world is so much bigger than they at this moment can see. It's not just your neighborhood, your grocery store. There are different countries, different continents. There's so much out there. It teaches them about different cultures, and it really just, it opens their eyes and shows them what is surrounding them, what's around them, what is out there for them to explore, to be a part of. What do I find challenging about social studies? I find social studies for me is hard in letting the children explore social studies, like giving them the tools and then just letting them do it, like being more hands-off with it, because in my schooling I was very much like, these are the facts, this is what you know, like this is how it is, and social studies is so much more engaging, and that's why I love it. I love that it can be so hands-on and the students can really explore and learn so much through studying social studies. Like, it encompasses so many different topics, and it really is them learning about the world around them, and that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. I just have trouble letting them explore the world around them instead of telling them about the world around them. I definitely think social studies should be taught in school. Like I said, it gives the students tools to make educated decisions in the world, and I really think that is an important part of growing up and becoming an adult, is learning how to make choices, that your actions do affect others, that you can make a difference in the world, and that's what social studies gives to students and teaches students. When reading the Parker article, I did find that a lot of my own beliefs matched up with his. That could be because I read his article at the beginning of my social studies class last semester, and it kind of stuck with me. There were parts in it I liked. One of the parts that actually did stick out to me was when Parker talks about what kind of people do we want our children to become. Social studies teaches them the values that we hold as a society. It teaches them that we do follow rules, that everyone is a different culture and we respect those cultures. It teaches them so much about the world around them, and when teaching social studies, you do have to think, do they need to know this? Is this meaningful to their life? He did talk a lot about it being so important that they make meaningful connections to the information that you're providing them with. They need to be able to connect to it, and social studies is so easy for the children, oh my god, excuse me, for children to make connections with, because it is their life. They are learning about their life, their homes, their communities, and that's why it's so easy for them to connect with it. As for my standards matching up with the NCSS themes. They do. I went through and I read most of them, and I just picked out a couple just to give us examples of them connecting. I'm going to talk about a 4th grade one and a 5th grade one. I also chose a 1st grade one, but I don't have time to talk about the 1st grade one, so we'll just do the 4th grade. The 4th grade one was, the strand was economics, topic production, consumption, and content. Oh, production and consumption. The content statement was, entrepreneurs organize productive resources and take risks to make profit and compete with other producers. The connections for the NCSS themes to this one is that I just thought of. There probably could connect to all of them in some way, but I chose global connections, science, technology, and society, and production, distribution, and consumption. The ways that these could be applied to the standard. Entrepreneurs are no longer just competing with the store down the street. They're competing with the stores in China. They're competing globally now. It is no longer just what is in your immediate region. The world is so connected now that you are no longer competing with just the people down the street. That goes same for production, distribution, and consumption. It has changed through science, technology. Science and technology have allowed us to change how we produce things, change how we distribute things, change what our needs are. It has changed our needs. I chose topic heritage, strand history, and my statement was, European exploration and colonization have had lasting effects which can be used to understand the Western Hemisphere today. This one, I chose culture and time continuity and change as my two that are connecting to this one. We are learning about you can learn about different cultures through this one. You can see how the Western European cultures have affected the Western Hemisphere. You can look at their cultures and what is still brought into our culture today. Through time, you can see how it has changed, and you can look at their culture changing. There are so many themes that can relate to each standard. I'm not going to go through each one, but yes, my standards do line up with the NCSS themes. My favorite theme, my favorite theme is culture. I love culture because it is such a personal theme. It is you learning about your life. It's learning about your friend's life. It is learning why we do what we do. Do some people follow certain rules and others don't? Culture is learning about your life. It is learning about how you live your life. What is acceptable, what isn't acceptable. It is so personal that students can easily, it's crazy how easily they can draw connections to their own life through learning about other cultures, and they just grow as a person when they learn about a different culture. And I personally just find it interesting to learn about other cultures. I believe that makes you a more well-rounded person. The more you know about another culture, it makes you more respectful. It makes you really appreciate all the differences that we have. So for my first book, I chose The Great Gatsby. I remember reading this book in high school. I remember reading it in college, whatever. This book, I believe, it portrays the mainstream idea of the American dream. It is the quintessential get rich, be rich, you're happy. It is people having so much money that they don't know what to do with it. It is the American dream. It's what everyone strives for. It's what everyone wants. They want to be successful. And this book really shows that. It does have a dark end. It does have a twist in it, but for the purpose of answering this question, I believe that it does show the American dream and what many think the American dream is. It is a very typical get rich, be successful American dream. And for another book, Watson's Go to Birmingham, 1963, this book, it has a lot of history elements in it. It has a lot of darker events that happen in it. But the part that I'm using the part that I think of when I'm thinking of a mainstream idea is the family aspect. This shows a happy mom and dad family, siblings family, going to visit grandma family. It shows a family where they are together, they are connected, they are strong, which doesn't always happen nowadays. And I believe that this does show it is a book that just shows a happy, typical family, and I feel like it does portray the mainstream idea that all families have a mom and a dad and the children, and the dad works, the mom stays home, that kind of thing. Now for my books that made me think, the first one was The Stone Angel by Margaret Lawrence. This book it goes into this woman's life and how not all families are happy. It shows the tough choices that you have to make in your life, and it talks about her leaving her husband and the toll it takes on the parent. It shows how there's no easy decision in bad situations. It talks about feeling more connected to one child than the other, not loving them any less, but it talks about the hard stuff that is not necessarily in books where the mom, the dad, and the children all go to visit grandma. It talks about the struggle she had being a single parent when she did leave her husband. And I feel like this story really does that it really does challenge the mainstream idea of no mom and dad, and the mom, the dad, the parents, the family structure. It challenges it. It shows you what happens when one child goes with one parent, one child goes with the other. It shows the struggles that families can have. Alright, and my last book I don't have, but it is one I read when I was, oh my god, tiny. Because of Winn-Dixie. This is a book where this little girl was actually abandoned by her mom. This one also challenges the mainstream idea of what a family should be. She is left with her dad, and it shows the struggle she has not having a mom. She does find a dog, and I'm sure when I read it when I was younger, I just saw it as, oh, she has a dog, she has a dog. But it shows a different family type, and it does challenge the mainstream view of what a family is. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Okay, so The Stone Angel and Because of Winn-Dixie both challenge the reader to think and view families in a different light. It challenges them to maybe it's easier for someone to relate to it, or it challenges people who did grow up in a household like the Watsons go to Birmingham where the family is intact, to think about different family structures and that not everyone is like them. It does fit in with the mainstream idea of the American dream and how the American dream is mainly seen as being rich and being successful and coming to America and creating this amazing life where you have everything you could ever want. Alright, I think that's it. I have to go edit this. My time's up. Thank you. Bye.